Shoulder flexion, active and passive range of motion. We're going to measure active shoulder flexion in this functional upright position. So go ahead and raise your arm up to the ceiling as high as you can go. Our landmarks are going to be, our reference arm is going to be parallel with the lateral midline of the trunk. And then our indicator is going to be parallel with the humerus. So there's our active range of motion measurement. And then have you lay down on your back for passive range. So with functional passive shoulder range of motion, we need to make sure that we need to find the Goldilocks of scapular stabilization. So we need to make sure that we're not allowing the scapula to move freely without any stabilization. If we do, then any hypomobility or decreased mobility in the glenohumeral joint, you're likely to get substitution and compensation from the scapula. You also don't want to be too heavy-handed with your stabilization, because we know that the scapulohumeral rhythm, and the scapula should contribute about 30-35% of the motion involved with shoulder elevation. So you don't want to be too heavy-handed where you're completely locking out and not allowing the scapula to move. So we call it the Goldilocks approach. We're going to stabilize the lateral border of the scapula. We're going to move the shoulder into flexion, and as soon as you feel the lateral border of the scapula really pushing into your hand, that's going to be the end of the range for functional passive shoulder flexion range. So in this position, we can assess end feel. We can take an estimate, 165 degrees. And then as long as we maintain the shoulder in this position, I don't have to stabilize the scapula anymore. I can use my hands to, you want to support the limb, but also manipulate the goni to align the arms. So again, we're parallel with the lateral midline of the trunk and parallel with the humerus for our passive shoulder flexion range of motion measurement.